I'm not good at talking about myself. Running for office is similar to being a trial lawyer in a very long trial. It requires adrenaline and stamina. It requires being in shape mentally and emotionally. It's a marathon. My mother was and will always remain my greatest hero. And so I would not enforce a law that would reject people and turn them away, without giving them a fair and due process to determine if we should give them asylum and refuge. Part of my focus on what we need to do around smart gun safety laws is recognize we have to have more enforcement around gun dealers. Generally speaking, the public appetite for criminal justice policy is just tough talk. People who work for me know that family comes first. And I'm fortunate to have a family that is very supportive of the work I do, so I don't have to live two separate lives. I strongly believe that for serious and violent criminals, we must absolutely hold them accountable for their crimes and send them to prison. Lena Waithe won an Emmy for writing while starring on the Netflix show Master of None, but it might be more accurate to call her a master of everything. I've had the honor of speaking at many commencements. I support Medicare for all. It is my preferred policy. My mother cooked like a scientist. She had a giant Chinese-style cleaver that she chopped with, and a cupboard full of spices. If segregationists had their way, I would not be a member of the United States Senate today. I would not be a top contender to be President of the United States. My mother came from India to go to the University of California, Berkeley. Here's the thing. Every office I've run for I was the first to win. First person of color. First woman. First woman of color. Every time. These days, children can text on their cell phone all night long, and no one else is seeing that phone. You don't know who is calling that child. If you want to deal with an epidemic, crime or health, the smartest and most effective and cheapest way to deal with it is prevention first. If we do not lift up women and families, everyone will fall short. There was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools, and she was bused to school every day. That little girl was me. I just think it's so important not to take yourself too seriously. We don't have to let extremists define us. I'm opposed to any policy that would deny in our country any human being from access to public safety, public education, or public health, period. You have to see and smell and feel the circumstances of people to really understand them. I believe you've got to do your due diligence. I think Hillary Clinton could do whatever she puts her mind to. I really do. She's incredibly dedicated to public service. She is smart as a whip. And she's effective. Hate crime is not new in the United States. I love being in a courtroom. The bottom line on the Hyde Amendment is that it is directly, in effect, targeting poor women and women who don't have money. Anti-Semitism is real in this country. I believe in that old adage that as goes California, so goes the country. My parents met when they were graduate students at UC Berkeley in the 1960s. They were both active in the civil rights movement. I've had the good fortune and blessing to run for the offices for which I really wanted to do the work. Doing nothing while the middle class is hurting. That's not leadership. Loose regulations and lax enforcement. That's not leadership. That's abandoning our middle class. I want to use my position of leadership to help move along at a faster pace what I believe and know the Obama administration wants to do around the urgency of climate change. Let's be clear about this. And let's be clear. We should not be creating incentives to house people in prison. We should be creating incentives instead to shut the revolving door into prison. So many people trip in front of them because they're looking over there or up ahead. I think I have every piece of music Bob Marley ever made. I often advocate that we look at many sides of an issue, walk in someone else's shoes, and identify and reject false choices. What we all want is public safety. We don't want rhetoric that's framed through ideology. Getting smart on crime does not mean reducing sentences or punishments for crimes. I have a difficult time sitting down for long periods. We need to incorporate that age-old concept of redemption into the work that we do in the criminal justice system in California. As a young prosecutor right out of law school at the Alameda County DA's office that Earl Warren once led, I started my work. The American dream belongs to all of us. My mother had a saying, "Kamala, you may be the first to do many things, but make sure you're not the last." I was raised to be an independent woman, not the victim of anything. What's important for my daughter to know is that If you are fortunate to have opportunity, it is your duty to make sure other people have those opportunities as well. I believe that a child going without an education is a crime. I'm one of the luckiest people on earth. In this great country, we celebrate success. We don't want to penalize those who have done well. Homophobia is real in this country. A family shares hardships and a connected history. I understood that with the swipe of my pen as a prosecutor, I would have the decision in my pen to make a decision about someone's life. I was born realizing the flaws in the criminal justice system. The truth is that the vast majority of Americans are good, fair, and just, and they want their country to reflect those ideals. We need to pass comprehensive immigration reform, period. Sexism is real in this country. A family looks for ways to support and inspire one another. To change criminal justice policy in any meaningful way means to propose changing a very long-standing system. It's not realistic to think you can do it overnight. The bells will ring and the marriages will begin. And it's a great day in our state for equal protection under the law for all people. To be smart on crime, we should not be in a position of constantly reacting to crime after it happens. We should be looking at preventing crime before it happens. Instead of giving corporations a big tax cut, let's give the middle class a real, permanent tax cut. I have loved to cook since I was a child in my mother's kitchen. If I don't have time to cook, I'll just read a cookbook. I'll be judged on the body of work and not the popularity of any one decision. California is not just the Golden State. We are also the Internet State. History has proven that each generation of Howard graduates will forge the way forward for our country and our world. Racism is real in this country.